We're following multiple big stories as we come on the air tonight.
First, out of the Ohio State House, we are closer to learning whether President Joe Biden will be on Ohio's presidential ballot this November. Tonight, we know the national Democrats will take care of it themselves.
Now, in a rare move last Thursday, Governor DeWine ordered lawmakers to a special session today, the first in 20 years. Tom Bosco is there, brings us the updates.
The governor called the situation absurd and ridiculous. Lawmakers' inability to find a compromise and get the sitting president and presumptive Democratic nominee on the ballot in Ohio. The problem is that the Democratic convention happens after the deadline to certify candidates. So the governor ordered lawmakers back to the State House to figure it out. The National Democratic Party figured it out first.
Democrats have been saying Joe Biden will be on the ballot. We are assured that he will be on the ballot. The Biden campaign is going to make an announcement today that they have a path to put Joe Biden on the ballot.
DNC Chair Jamie Harrison issuing a statement today saying Democrats will land this plane on our own. Through a virtual roll call, we will ensure that Republicans can't chip away at our democracy through incompetence or partisan tricks. Tuesday, the Senate passed a bill that would put Biden on the ballot, along with doing a few other things, banning foreign campaign money and a number of other items that Democrats say will make it tougher to get citizen-led issues like last year's abortion rights issue and the gerrymandering issue expected on the ballot this fall.
So this bill, as far as I'm concerned, is moot, something we don't need, and all it does is hurt the voters of Ohio.
Senate President Matt Huffman says he agrees the Biden ballot issue is indeed moot.
I think it would. I think that's just something that I said 2 months ago. They ought to write a letter to the state of Ohio and say, here's our candidate. Because the Democratic Party gets to decide that, not the state of Ohio, how that's done.
And Governor Mike DeWine applauding lawmakers' work today while also criticizing that it had to be to this point. He says in part, quote, "We do not want to leave something so basic as having the sitting president of the United States on the ballot to others when this can and should be done legislatively. It is the right thing to do."
And our second big story tonight, tomorrow will mark 1 week since a pregnant mom and an innocent 16-year-old boy were killed inside a Dayton home.
Now the suspect, Nico Cunningham Jr., is still on the loose tonight. Dayton police, they need your help to find him.
And of course, Lydia Bice spent the day digging
downtown Dayton today. Beautiful day as you step outside, and that is where Tim is.
All right, another beautiful evening out here on the Watson's Weather Patio this afternoon. Clear, mostly clear skies. We have some clouds across the region, a few areas, especially north of the 70 highway there across the northern part of the Miami Valley, picking up a few widely scattered showers, but generally speaking, a pretty nice afternoon for most of us. Temperatures today made it up into almost around the mid 70s, right around 74 for Dayton, but right now temperatures right around 73 degrees. 76 if you head down towards Springboro, and 75 out towards Wilmington. So still relatively warm in the afternoon, so a nice one to get out and try to enjoy a little bit of the nice weather. Now a couple degrees warmer than we were this time yesterday. 3 degrees right here in Dayton, 5 as you head out towards Greenville, and then at Springfield, and then heading way up north to Wapakoneta, 7 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. Next couple of days we're going to see still colder conditions that we're normally seeing this time of year, so right around 69, 70 tomorrow, but we do have a warm up heading towards the end of our work week into the weekend.
An intersection in West Dayton back open tonight after a Dayton police cruiser was involved in a 2-vehicle crash. Now this was the scene at South Broadway and Germantown streets just after 4. Dayton police tell us the cruiser was traveling east on Germantown, a black Subaru traveling west on Germantown. The Subaru went to turn left onto Broadway, and that's when the vehicles collided. Both drivers taken to the hospital were told non-life-threatening injuries.
A live look tonight from I-75. This is our ODOT cameras here across the Miami Valley. Now the highway is back open at this hour near Carillon Boulevard after a crash involving a semi earlier today. Now that's the video from the crash. Thankfully, though, no one was hurt. All 3 lanes were closed as crews worked to clear the roadway.
3 Dayton area intersections will soon be replaced with roundabouts. Now, it's all part of the Highway Safety Improvement Program, bringing 19 of those across the state. Eli Burgett is live at the intersection of Siebenthaler Avenue and Catalpa Drive. One of those roundabouts will eventually be there. All right, so walk us through why these are being built.
Well, Governor DeWine recently approved more than $80 million in state funding to go towards constructing safer intersections all around Ohio. Crashes at intersections account for a large portion of traffic-related deaths, and the state is hoping that the new roundabouts will limit these incidents.
Roundabouts tend to slow down vehicles, and you eliminate pretty much eliminate the T-bone crashes because people are not coming in at 90-degree angles at each other.
Governor DeWine has allocated $11 million to 3 locations around Dayton to construct safer intersections. The intersection of Siebenthaler Avenue and Catalpa Drive, that is right behind me, the intersection of State Route 201 and 571 in Tip City, and the intersection of Frederick Pike and Old Springfield Road in Butler Township. The planning process for the 3 roundabouts has just begun, and the 3 locations are expected to complete construction by the year 2030. Back to you.
Well, closing arguments now underway in former President Donald Trump's hush money trial. Elise at the Now Desk. So what's next here?
So, Adam, closing arguments, as you mentioned, underway, but they started at 10 o'clock this morning and are still going on at this hour. The former president faces 34 counts of falsifying business records for allegedly covering up a hush money payment to an adult film star. Trump pleaded not guilty and denies the affair at all. The defense is arguing, though, that Trump wasn't involved in the hush money scheme. Prosecutors say that's not true, tying together all the text messages, phone logs, alleged false documents, and witness testimony. The jury deliberation, once it goes to the jury, could take days, even weeks. And if convicted, the judge could sentence Trump to probation or a sentence of up to 4 years of each count in a state prison with a maximum of 20 years.
Well, speaking of Trump, a federal judge has now rejected the special counsel's request to put a gag order on Trump in his classified documents case. Now, today, the judge said prosecutors can ask for a gag order again after they give the defense time to read the motion and discuss together. Prosecutors want to limit Trump's ability to comment about law enforcement who searched his Mar-a-Lago resort back in August of 2022. Trump is accused of taking classified files from the White House and resisting the U.S. government's attempts to retrieve them. Trump and others accused of being involved have all pleaded not guilty. A former social worker in Columbus has reached a plea deal tonight, the crime she's accused of and how long she could spend behind bars.
Israel now speaking on what it says caused that deadly refugee strike camp in Rafah, the action the UN is now taking.
And coming up, we have a chance for a few more showers across the area. I'll tell you when you can expect that. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
Storms rolling into Baltimore on Monday created quite the show over the city's inner harbor. Lightning from the same system also struck the Washington Monument in D.C. Saturday's sunset in central Illinois was also filled with lightning, while this blood-red sunset in Austin, Texas was caused by smoke from agricultural burning in Mexico.
Listen to Off the Radar, new episodes every Tuesday. Find it wherever you get your podcasts.
A former social worker in Columbus could spend nearly 30 years in prison after reaching a plea deal. 24-year-old Peyton Shires pleaded guilty to having a sexual relationship with a young teen boy. Mike McCarthy was in the courtroom and has the updates.
Peyton Shires has now pleaded guilty to having sex with a 13-year-old boy who she was assigned to counsel as a social worker. She's also pleaded guilty to witness intimidation and inducing panic. That's because after police initially arrested her last fall, prosecutors say she went to the boy's house with a gun, called his mom, and told her she was going to kill the mom and herself. Prosecutors say she fired a shot into the family's home during a standoff with police, but today they said they doubt that was intentional. She faces a maximum of 28.5 years in prison. She'll have to register as a sex offender for 25 years as well. The judge will sentence her next month. Beyond the criminal charges, the boy's mom has sued Shires and her former employer. That lawsuit is moving ahead.
All right, back to our area, and let's talk about the weather because it is so quiet, relatively speaking, right now. We're talking about 9-mile-an-hour winds.
A nice little breeze out there.
Yeah, it is comfortable.
There is a pleasant breeze, and we could continue to see a breeze over the next couple of hours as we have a weak little low pressure system that's going to dive through the area. So we'll actually see those winds out of the northwest. As you can see right now, anywhere from about 5 to 15 miles per hour. And we'll see that again tonight. And with the temperatures that we're going to be seeing tonight, it could feel a little bit chilly across the region over the next couple of days as well as we continue to see those northwesterly winds. Satellite radar is showing clearing conditions now after we had some widely scattered showers across the area throughout early morning today and in the early afternoon as well, especially north of 70. But panning out, you can kind of see this system here, the first line of those scattered showers moving well off to the east towards the Jersey Shore. Now, second batch is going to move through the area tonight, bringing us another chance of some rain.
Well, we have new information tonight on the strike in Rafah that killed at least 45 Palestinians Sunday. Israel says a secondary explosion caused the deadly fire to break out in the refugee camp. An IDF official says it fired 2 small munitions rounds targeting 2 senior Hamas militants and is looking into whether weapons were stored in the area. Now, the fire also could have ignited fuel, cooking gas, or other materials in the densely populated camp. It's housing displaced Palestinians.
In response to the airstrike, the United Nations Security Council is hosting an emergency meeting today. A UN diplomat says Algeria asked for that meeting. Now, this comes after UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres wrote on X that he condemns Israel's actions. The UN Security Council's main goal is to maintain international peace and security.
More than 140 members of the United Nations already recognize the state of Palestine, and 3 European nations are now joining in. Spain, Ireland, and Norway formally recognize the state of Palestine today. They've previously said their decisions are to promote peace in the Middle East. Many EU member states do not, though, nor does the United States. A local billionaire taking a sub to the Titanic site, at least back at the Now Desk. So who's going and why?
So, Adam, you may actually recognize the name. Larry Connor from the Connor Group is taking a 2-man submersible to the wreck of the Titanic. He says that he wants to prove the industry is safer in the wake of that tragic Ocean Gate implosion. That's where 5 people tragically lost their lives in the accident. At this point, no date has been announced on when Connor will be making the trip.
A story now from our partners at the Dayton Business Journal. An Oakwood-based startup has won a Columbus pitch competition. Kalili Health won the 2024 Ohio X Celebrate program, which showcases Ohio's talent and entrepreneurship spirit in startups. Now, Kalili Health took home $1,000 in cash, plus free services from Dinsmore and Big Kitty Labs. The startup provides wearable remote patient monitoring for cardio, metabolic, chronic diseases, allowing doctors and patients to see accurate real-time data outside of the hospitals.
Now we're carrying 17 Fever games this season, including one on Thursday. The Indiana Fever WNBA game will air on MyTV Dayton. The Indiana Fever is tipping off against the Seattle Storm. You can catch it starting at 7 p.m. this Thursday on MyTV Dayton. That's 22.3 over the air or Spectrum Channel 24.
Today marks 8 years since the death of Harambe at the Cincinnati Zoo. The 17-year-old endangered gorilla was shot and killed in 2016 after a 4-year-old climbed over the barrier, fell into that enclosure. Now, Harambe was shot and killed to protect that child. His death prompted internet outrage, though, across the world, sparking conversations about animal rights and zoo safety.
All right, now here's a look at that future cast over the next 24 hours. You can see, again, that weak low pressure system that'll dive through the area in the overnight hours. So right around 11 or so, we could see a few showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, but we're not anticipating anything severe. Now heading into the morning, starting off mostly cloudy, and you can see what I mean here by widely scattered showers. Some people getting in on a little bit of rain, others staying dry, and that'll last through the afternoon tomorrow. So 6 p.m. dinner time, some of us could be seeing a light shower or two, but things clear out nicely as we head into your Thursday as high pressure moves into the area for Thursday and Friday. So as we go to our Thursday and Friday to end our work week, we are looking at clear, beautiful conditions before we head into our weekend.
A local school district announced the winner of its ESPY award, what that means and why it is so special to this support staff member.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
the Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
West Carrollton Schools has awarded the 2024 Education Support Professional of the Year Award. Emily Biggs is a special education job coach at the high school. She knew she was nominated, but the win was a total surprise.
You know, there's so many wonderful, support staff in the district and that have been nominated. So it's definitely a shock, and I'm just so excited.
It's a way to recognize our support employees, not necessarily teachers, but people in the classroom like Emily who are doing a great job, go above and beyond to help the kids out.
Just thank you to everybody. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Well, the SB is awarded every year to a person who goes the extra mile to support education in the district. Past winners have been classroom aides, cooks, and custodians.
All right, now that 7-day forecast not looking too terrible. You can see here heading into Wednesday again, that chance for some widely scattered showers across the area and much cooler than we should be for this time of year, looking at highs around 69 for some of the areas. Now we could see a couple places hit the low 70s. Now Thursday and Friday, lots of sunshine out there as that high pressure moves into the area. So very comfortable conditions. We'll start to see the temperatures warm back up into the mid 70s. Now as we head into your weekend, can't rule out a few scattered showers as we head into your Saturday afternoon and evening, and those could carry over into your Sunday morning as well, with temperatures jumping back up into the low 80s.
So a brief cool down, really.
Brief cool down, yeah. I mean, today it was pretty cool too. I think we only topped out around 73, 74 degrees. So it was nice. It was beautiful. I mean, look at that live shot right there.
Yeah, it is beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous out there.
Yeah, it's amazing. So hopefully you get out and enjoy your walk.
Oh, I will. Don't you worry.
On that note, we're over on Fox next. We'll see you there. Good night.